With the visionary network Apex Limited, we're introducing high-quality branded sacks featuring Taraba's identity. The key benefits include uniform standard sacks statewide, increased internally generated revenue for Taraba's development, proud Taraba branding showing the origin of farm produce nationwide, distributors in Yangtu, Uganda, and all local governments. This is your call to action. Farmers Association and Amana members, prepare for better storage.
Welcome to News Hour on SOM TV, the pulse of the nation. You can follow us on Facebook at SOM TV and on YouTube at SOM TV Live. Now the major headlines. Goodluck Jonathan eyes 2027 presidential comeback with PDP backings. Innocent CEO urges patience with Tinubu, criticizes Buhari's oil management. I am Esther Oka-Steven with the news in full. Reports has it that former President Goodluck Jonathan is preparing to contest the 2027 presidential election, according to a close ally in the People's Democratic Party (PDP). The move is reportedly supported by key PDP leaders and elders who believe his return could help address Nigeria's deepening economic crisis. Jonathan has begun nationwide consultation, including private meetings with political influencers such as former military president Ibrahim Babangida. Party sources said the PDP is considering offering him an automatic ticket, citing a resurgence of public support for his past administrations. Although a 2018 constitutional amendment prohibits anyone sworn in twice from seeking re-election, a 2022 Federal High Court ruling clarified that the law cannot be applied to it. Legal interpretation remained divided, but the court decisions effectively cleared Jonathan's to run. If he enters the race, he is expected to be a major challenger to President Bola Tinubu and could significantly reshape the 2027 political landscape. Innocent Motors CEO Innocent Chukwuma has called for patience with President Bola Tinubu, expressing confidence in his ability to resolve the country's economic issues. During a visit to the State House in Abuja, Ikechukwu accused former President Muhammadu Buhari of mismanagement oil revenues by selling crude in advance without supplying it, leaving Tinubu's administration to manage the fallout. He also urged citizens to avoid damaging public infrastructure out of frustration. Chukwuma announced that the federal government has partnered with Innocent Motors for the supply of official vehicles. He further revealed plans to roll out compressed natural gas buses, positioning his company at the forefront of Nigeria's shift towards alternative energy. This initiative aligned with government efforts to promote more sustainable and cost-effective transportation. Chukwuma's endorsement of Tinubu and critics of Buhari's reflect growing private sector's engagement in national economic recovery conversation and clean energy development. Afikpo local government area in Ebonyi State has partnered with Innocent Vehicles Manufacturing to establish a state-of-the-art automobile diagnostic centers, the first of its kind at the local government level in the state. The initiative, led by Council Chairman Timothy Unwachi, is part of a broader strategy to boost local economic development. The council provided land and commenced construction, while Innocent will equip the facilities with advanced diagnostic technology. Once completed, the center will support auto technicians in Afikpo and surrounding communities, creating a regional hub for modern vehicle services. Nwachi emphasized the importance of empowering local artisans through access to modern tools and knowledge. The Diagnostic Center forms part of a wider infrastructure push by its administration, which includes elderly care improvement, facility upgrade, and bridge construction. This collaboration signals a growing trend of public-private partnership aimed at stimulating rural economies and promoting technical advancement at grassroots level. The International Committee of the Red Cross ICRC has reported that over 24,000 Nigerians, mostly children, have been declared missing since 2015. During a media workshop in Maiduguri, ICRC official Maria stated that Borno State alone accounts for nearly 9,000 cases, with Bama local government area responsible for around 5,000. Most disappearances occurred between 2014 and 2015. Coinciding with intense conflict in Nigeria's northeast, children represent 65% of those missing, heightening the disproportionate impact on the most vulnerable. Despite ongoing tracing efforts, only 11 individuals have been reunited with their families in 2025. The IRC urged government agencies and the media to intensify efforts to raise awareness and uphold the legal and humanitarian rights of families to know the fate of missing loved ones. The slow progress reflects the continued challenges of operating in conflict zones, including poor access, insecurity, and lack of reliable tracking infrastructure. Niger State Governor Mohammed Umaru Borgo has ruled out any form of negotiation with bandits, describing such strategies as counterproductive and partly responsible for increased cattle rustling in neighboring states. At a stakeholders meeting in Minna, Bago outlined plans to seek intervention from President Bola Tinubu and the National Security Advisor. His administration is implementing reforms including strict meat inspections, animal vaccination, and the enforcement of livestock movement permits. These efforts aim to curb disease, enhance food safety, and improve market system. Stakeholders from various sectors include herders, butchers, and cattle dealers expressed strong support for the reform, citing their potentials to reduce clashes in livestock-related conflict. The governor also emphasized a ban in illegal grazing and farming along highways to promote order and environmental protection. The measures are part of a broader strategy to stabilize the state, strengthening public health, and foster peace coexistence among agricultural communities. The Adamawa State Police Command has arrested 3 suspected armed robbers linked to a violent attack along the Numan Demsa Highway on July 1st. Police spokesperson SP Suleiman Yaya Ngroje confirmed that the suspects, who had long been on a wanted list, were involved in the robbery of goods including phones and accessories valued 2.8 million naira. A 4th suspect was also apprehended for receiving stolen items. All suspects are currently in custody and will face charges following the conclusion of investigation. Commissioner of Police CP Dokumbo Morris praised the efforts of the investigators and local hunters who played a key role in the arrest. He urged the public to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities to authorities. The operation highlights the effectiveness of police community cooperation and the continued focus on securing major transportation routes that have been vulnerable to criminal activities in the region. The Nigerian military has successfully disrupted a terrorist gathering in Zamfara State through a airstrike carried out by Operation Fasanyama. Acting on credible intelligence, the air component of OPFY targeted a wedding ceremony being attended by terrorists from Katsina and Zamfara State at the foot of Asola Hills in Safa local government areas. The precision airstrike neutralized several terrorists and injured many others. A followed-up operation by ground troops from one brigade repelled an ambush attempt, resulting in the elimination of at least 30 terrorists and critical injuries to 4 collaborators. The military action brought relief to local communities, including Yankuzo and surrounding areas which had been under persistent threat. OPFY spokesperson David Adewusu affirmed the military's continued commitment to restoring peace in the region. The operation reflects a growing reliance on intelligence-led aerial in Nigeria's ongoing battle against terrorism in the northwest. We're taking a brief commercial break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Kashi ga dama ta samu, ina manoma da ke fadin jihar Taraba, dama ta zo gare ku domin matsalar ajiya ta kare. Gwamnatin jihar Taraba tana gabatar da sabuwar fatan buhu wato Taraba Farm Sack, buhu na hukuma don tattara dukkan amfanin gona a fadin jihar Taraba. Ta haɗin gwiwa tsakanin ma'aikatar kasuwanci, sana'o'i da masana'antu da The Visionaries Network Apex Limited. An kera sabbin buhunan masu inganci masu ɗauke da tambarin jihar Taraba. Wasu daga ribar amfani da su waɗannan buhunan sun haɗa da tsarin amfani da buhu ɗaya daidaitacce a faɗin jihar Taraba, karin kuɗaɗen shiga na cikin gida don ci gaban jihar Taraba. Tambarin Taraba a ko'ina yana nuna asalin amfanin gona a kasuwannin Najeriya. 'Yan kasuwa da masu rarrabawa a Yantu Ngada da dukkan kananan hukumomi wannan kira ne domin ku. Kungiyoyin manoma da mambobin amana ku shirya don mafita mafi inganci. 'Yan kasuwa daga ko'ina cikin Najeriya ku shirya karɓan buhuna masu inganci daga jihar Taraba. Domin neman karin bayani tuntuɓi ma'aikatar kasuwanci ta jihar Taraba. Mu gina makomar noma a Taraba da buhu guda ɗaya mai inganci da ɗaurewa. Taraba Sacks na kare amfanin gona da kuma inganta jiharmu.
Welcome back. Stephen Oluwatosimi Awosanya, a former Chief Program Officer at the National Orientation Agency NOA, has advocated for a adoption of state police and true federalism to enhance national security and governance. Speaking at the launch of his 4 books in Lagos, Awosanya argued that decentralized policing would allow local authorities to address community-specific threats more effectively. However, he opposed the creation of additional states, warning it could worsen insufficiencies and government's challenges. The event held at the Center of Management Development drew dignitaries including the Akrigbo of Remo Land, Oba Babatunde Ajayi, and Dr. Segun Philip, who praised Awosanya's contribution to civic education. His newly released book includes Feeding Bottles Federalism, Promoting Democratic Culture, The Prevailing Grace, and Flags of Nigerians' Politics. NOA Lagos Director Dr. Mustapha Tukur also called on Nigerians to combat electoral apathy and misinformation, both of which he said undermines democratic institutions and accountability. The federal government has unveiled the new Nigerian-China maritime strategies aimed at attracting over $2 billion in investment to strengthen the nation's shipping industry. The strategy was presented to Minister of Marine and Blue Economy Adeboyega Oyetola in Abuja. Developed in partnership with the Nigerian-China Strategic Partnership NCSP and Annabelle Capital, the plan focuses on increasing indigenous vessels, establishing Nigeria as a regional maritime hub, and linking local operators to Chinese and financiers. It includes provision for visa acquisition, maritime training, and the supply of modern training ships. The initiative is expected to generate $20 billion in freight contracts for Nigeria's companies, $200 million from maritime education, and create over 2,000 maritime jobs annually. Additionally, it will train 25,000 global certified Nigerian sea workers. Oyetola described the strategy as transformative and aligned with President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Senior officials from NIWA, NCSP, and Annabelle Capital attended the launch event. And this brings us to the end of News Hour, brought to you by Some TV. Do follow us on Facebook at Some TV and on YouTube at Some TV Live. I am Esther Oka-Steven. Thanks for watching.
Good news, farmers in Taraba State. Your storage problems are now over. The Taraba State government introduces new official farm sacks, the standard packaging solution for all agricultural products across our state. Through partnership between the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry with